Hello! I hope you're doing well. It is a fine day here in the Pacific Northwest. It is, I don't know, 80 degrees. What is it? It's like almost 1 o'clock. Let me see. How hot is it? Let me check my handy dandy weather app here. It is 75 degrees right now here in the Pacific Northwest. It's about as perfect as it gets. Nice summery day. It was pretty hot last week, and I'm here. I just got a shipment of movies and I'm going to proceed to bore my audience. And I have been boring you lately. Every video I've done has barely gotten 100 views. Hardly anybody watches my channel anymore. And good, I'm glad you don't. In fact, why don't you unsubscribe while you're at it? Go away. I'm going the opposite way. I don't give a flying fart if you subscribe to me or not. How many channels do you open up and the first thing they do and the first thing you see are these little flashes and buttons on your screen telling you to subscribe, and then they beg and plead for you to subscribe? Well, I'm not doing that. I'm telling you to go away. Stop subscribing to me. Come on, unsubscribe. Push it. Push the button. Goodbye. Bye-bye. It wasn't nice knowing you, and please let the door hit you squarely in the ass on the way out. I got a couple of movies and I'm going to talk about them. And I'm very excited about one of them and pretty excited about the other one. I mean, I'm always happy to get physical media, but by the way, did you pick this up with your Criterion haul? Did ya? How many times have you been to Barnes and Noble the past month or 3 weeks or whatever it is? How many videos have you made filming yourself buying shit? Well, anyway, you can go watch that faux fake Criterion haul video I made. Actually, I've made two of them. I've been trying to keep up with all those goofballs who film those Barnes and Noble sale videos where they post endless commercials all over their screens and are constantly trying to whore themselves and sell big companies like Walmart. Well, you won't see me doing that. My channel's different, people, and you know that. I'm going to talk about two movies today. One of them is right here, Carnal Knowledge. I am stoked about this one. And glorious 4K too. Criterion still puts movies out that are Blu-ray, and that's cool, but this is a movie that needs to be in 4K. This movie came out in the early 70s. It's going to have that grain. You're going to feel like you're in the room with these guys. Do you understand? I love movies like this. And I just love this movie anyway. I've had this movie on DVD for years. I don't know that it ever even came out on Blu-ray, did it? Not here in America, at least. I have an old, tired DVD of this. So to get this on 4K from Criterion is exciting. I just got this. This is a wonderful movie. This is amongst a very, very, very long laundry list of films that don't get made anymore. There are so many now. This is the kind of movie that wouldn't even be devised, much less produced, much less released in 2025. This is a movie that looks very closely and intensely at real relationships, the way they are, the way people react when things happen in a relationship. Real people. Not the fake, phony, virtue signaling bullshit that we see in all of the superhero movies that come out in the theater today. Not that phony, contrived, forced, arbitrary version of what humans are supposed to be according to these Hollywood goofballs. This is a movie how people are, about how people are. How they react in a relationship, how they react to loss, how they react to having their pride damaged, how they react to real things happening to them. And God, I miss that. I miss these types of movies so much. It just sucks that we can't get new movies like this coming out in 2025. We have to keep diving back into the past to find these really interesting character study movies. They're just extinct now. They don't happen anymore. But thankfully, we do have Criterion revitalizing these types of movies that we want to see. As opposed to all of the dreck that gets forced upon us into the movie theaters, we still do have movies that exist like this. And thank Christ for it, because we need them. We need movies like this in a big way. This is a great movie. I think it took a certain amount of shit when it came out, even in the early 70s. Jack Nicholson kind of plays a contemptible pig in this movie. Artie Garfunkel is in it. Art Garfunkel? I've always thought that was curious, the fact he's even in the movie at all. You get a young, beautiful Candice Berggren. I mean, look at this cast. And Margaret, man, loaded. And Mike Nichols directing. Man, it's hard to not sink your teeth into a movie like this. This is a movie, yeah. It was pretty hard. It was harshly critiqued in its day, and it definitely will be today too. But it's still way more. I think even though this movie is what? Oh my God, almost 54 years old now. My Lord. Came out before I was born. This came out in the early 70s in a really fertile time for movies, for directors having full control over their movies. One of the reasons why this movie is so good and so biting and so uncompromising is because Mike Nichols got to tell the story he wanted to tell. And this is a beautiful movie, man. It's great. And yeah, it took a lot of heat because Jack Nicholson's his character is I wouldn't say hateful. I think that I think surface level feminists who don't really understand what feminism is, I think they're going to look at Jack Nicholson as a very overtly aggressive pig of a man. I don't see it that way. I see Jack Nicholson as a real person in a real relationship who is a bit of an egoist. We'll put it that way. Jack Nicholson has his issues in this movie. But this is one of the first times in Hollywood that a relationship like that got really put under the microscope and took a hard look at male and female relationships and how they were perhaps trying to shed this traditionalism behind being a woman in a relationship and maybe bridging it to the next phase of feminism. I think this is a very, very much a feminist movie. Jack Nicholson is made to look like a buffoon in this movie, really, I think. Great performance, too. He's amazing. And Anne Margaret, these two especially, these two, really deliver the goods here. Wonderful performances from both of them. I think this is a great movie to be rediscovered. If you've never seen it, you should absolutely see it. This is an extinct type of art. And I said this about the film Happiness in a video I made last week, and I'm going to repeat it. Because a movie doesn't fit into your narrow little linear scope of the world doesn't mean it's less of an artistic statement. The best kind of art in general, should make you uncomfortable. You should be questioning your own ideals and motives in life by the best art. It's not art's job to fit into your little scope of the world. It's actually the opposite. You should always be expanding your mind and letting art expand your mind. Maybe think in a different way. Maybe consider that the way you've been looking at things isn't necessarily the right way. Or it's not the wrong way, it's just a different way. And that's what this movie does. I think a lot of Gen Zers and millennials who have never seen this movie especially will watch this movie and they'll have a hard time with it. That's a good thing, guys. It's not a bad thing. The world doesn't revolve around your scope of the world. I know you've been taught to think that. I know social media has made you think that every stupid thought in your head is gold and you are gold, but it's actually the complete opposite is true. That is the antithetical nature of what we really are as human beings. And I invite you to watch this movie and be challenged. It is a gorgeous movie. And rather than let Jack Nicholson offend you and trigger you, you should stop and wonder why he's offending and triggering you. Why? Maybe it's because of the direction. Maybe it's because of the writing. Maybe it's because of the actor. Maybe you've actually experienced these types of things in your own life. Maybe you know somebody like this. Maybe you have someone in your family like this. Why are you triggered? Don't just delete it and cancel it because you're offended. Stop and watch it and think. Think. Canceling things because you're offended is not thinking. You're being a boob and an imbecile. Shut down your internal dialogue and let the art take you away. This is a beautiful movie. Let's get to the bonus features, shall we? I think generally the bonus features are meh. I have complained many a time about how I think of lots of bonus features these days. There is one bonus feature that I am legitimately excited to hear, and I think it's worth the purchase. Neil LaBute does a commentary. Now, I know I've said many times I don't like it when people who are unrelated to a film to give commentary. This is a rare exception. I love that Criterion thought about this and went and got arguably the perfect writer and director to commentate this movie. Neil LaBute. He's a great filmmaker. He's a great writer, and he absolutely was directly influenced by this movie. In fact, I remember watching his movies in the 90s. Unfortunately, Neil LaBute doesn't get to make movies anymore because his movies are about real people, real lives, real emotions, real expressionist art. He doesn't get to make movies anymore. His movies are way too intense. His movies are beautiful, and that is the tragedy of it. His movies are absolutely influenced by this. And getting back to my original point, I can remember watching his movies in the 90s thinking, this dude's seen Carnal Knowledge a number of times. I literally had this thought. Like, this is like back in the 90s, I was thinking, this is like modern day Carnal Knowledge type shit. So to see his name on here, I was like, yes, Criterion. You knocked it out of the park here. I love it. Those of you who don't know Neil LaBute, he did In the Company of Men, which is a brilliant movie. He did Your Friends and Neighbors, brilliant movie. He did The Shape of Things, which is a very good movie. These are movies that are hard to find. You don't find them anymore. In fact, I think I have In the Company of Men on Blu-ray, but Your Friends and Neighbors and The Shape of Things, like I have old DVDs of those. I don't know that they've reissued those. He also did Nurse Betty. I think Nurse Betty was probably his biggest movie. But his movies like In the Company of Men and Your Friends and Neighbors and The Shape of Things were really hard for people to watch. If you've never seen them, go watch them. And watch this too. Make a choice to watch Carnal Knowledge, Your Friends and Neighbors, and In the Company of Men. Watch them all. Now again, you millennials and Gen Zers, you're not going to have an easy time watching these movies. But remember what I said before about opening your mind. You know, art's not going to come to you and fit into your little linear scope of the world. You have to open up your mind and let it wash over you. It just drives me nuts when people who say they like art are so close-minded. I just don't get it. It's this weird fascist society that we're in now. These younger generations think that they have open minds, but they actually have the most closed minds in history. They just are unable to appreciate anything that doesn't fit in to what they find is right in their idealistic little fantasy world. It's very bizarre. I encourage you and invite you to watch this and watch the first three, actually, Neil LaBute movies. Watch In the Company of Men, Your Friends and Neighbors, and The Shape of Things. Great movies, one and all. And Neil LaBute is the perfect guy to commentate this. I can't wait to hear this. I really can't. He's a great writer, and it makes me sad that he can't get movies done anymore. But, you know, it's the society we're in now. It sucks. Hi, Archie. The rest of the features are I don't know. I don't know that yeah, new program with Mike Nichols, biographer Mark Harris. I know who he is, but I don't know. Am I going to watch that? I don't know. Um, New interview with film editing historian. Uh, Conversation in 2011 between Mike Nichols and Jason Reitman. Okay, not a fan. Q&A with screenwriter. I'll watch that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know how I feel about these unrelated film historian commentaries and opinions. I don't care. I won't be watching that. But the movie is worth it in itself, and the Neil LaBute commentary is just a very nice cherry on top. I'd very much recommend getting this. I would very much recommend getting something like this. Archie will brighten your day and make it. I mean, look at that face. How can you not go out and get yourself an Archie? Archie, there's nobody like you. Always remember that, okay? Now get out of my face. All right, so speaking of animals, here's Cobra. This is my other movie that I will talk about today. I got this from the good people at Arrow. This is loaded with useless bonus features, but I don't care. Um, I want to see this. I haven't seen this movie in a long time. This is the first physical copy I've ever owned, and I'm just happy to have it. This movie is actually kind of a mess. I don't love it. It does have one of the best beginnings to these types of movies I've ever seen. I remember I saw this movie in the theater. When did this come out? 1988, right? I'm pretty sure this came out in 1988. I had a poster, by the way, of this very shot, this artwork. Every morning I got out of bed, my closet door was right at my feet, and I would open my eyes and I would see this. I had a poster of this. I still have the poster. And I just noticed there's a tagline. They didn't put it on here. It said Stallone Cobra, and then it said crime is a disease and he is the cure. Why didn't they put that on there? Why'd you take that out, Arrow? Crime is a disease and he is the cure. I don't know. Why'd they take that out? I don't see it here. Do you see it? Is it on the back? Oh, there it is. It's on the back. Meet the cure, sorry. Every morning I got out of bed in my high school years, this is what I saw. It just reminded me to get up and kick much ass that day. And I did. I kicked a lot of ass in high school, and Sly Stallone helped me do that. Not a great movie, though. And yeah, I mean, it's got a wealth of like most Arrow releases, it's littered with bonus features, and that's cool. They have a bunch of stuff on here, but I mean, hardly. Most of the stuff I'm going to watch are archival stuff. The new stuff, it's just littered with shit that I won't watch. Brand new commentary by film scholars, archive audio commentary by George Cosmatos. I'll watch that. He directed it, but he did the commentary back in '98, so it's not new. I've never heard it though, so I'll listen to that. New audio commentary by film critics. There's two. TV version of the film featuring deleted and alternate scenes. Now that I'll be interested in watching. Stashing the Night Away, a new interview with composer Sylvester LeVay. I'll watch that. That'll be cool. He's involved with the movie. That's all I asked for. Dark Glasses, Violence, and Robots, a new visual essay by film critic, okay, blah, 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 and Cobra and 80s maximalist cinema. Okay, that will be something I absolutely will not be watching. Who cares? White Line Nightmare, a new visual essay by film critic, and the Maverick Cop genre. Oh. I can't tell you how less interested I am in watching that. What is with all this genre shit, too? Maverick Cop genre, maximalist cinema. Which one is it? Maximalist, Maverick Cop. Who watches this, seriously? I know I complain about this, but here's the thing. The people that watch my channel, you all tend to agree with me. I haven't really heard anybody argue this point. Who watches this shit? I get it, like Arrow's trying, the good people at Arrow are trying to fill up their their releases with all kinds of bonus features. Like, I get that and I appreciate it, but you have to consider how much of this shit are you actually going to watch? I mean, I have no interest in watching any of this. I'm buying it for the movie. There you go. Let's see. Meet the Disease, an archive interview with actor Marco Rodriguez. That's cool. Interview with actor Brian Thompson. I'll watch that. Feel the Heat, an archive interview with actor Andrew Robinson. Okay. These are things I'll watch. The Making of Cobra, 1986 featurette. Yeah, that'll be stupid. Archive interview with actor Art LaFleur. So we have archive interviews. That's cool. They're old, but who cares? Trailers, TV spots. Yeah. Anyway, I have to say this, and I'm sure there's a reason for it, but I don't know what it is. Where is Stallone? You've got this big 4K release, and there's no Stallone, no commentary, no new interview, nothing. Literally, he is the one person in this movie that we would love to see bonus features from. Sorry, I have some. Archie left a cat hair on my nose here, and I can't get it out. Because I know you wanted to know about that. But where is Stallone? I'm sure there's a reason for it. But as people who buy things, the punters that we are, we want to see Stallone. Where is he? He's the movie. He is the movie. Stallone, he's not averse to doing commentaries. You know, I have the Rambo movies. He's all over those. Maybe he didn't enjoy making this movie. Maybe he doesn't like the movie. Maybe it reminds him of Brigitte Nielsen. Was it Nielsen? Yeah. Brigitte Nielsen. They had a relationship and then it ended very acrimoniously. Maybe that has something to do with it. But it would be nice to have an answer. There's no Stallone. He literally is Cobra. He's the whole goddamn movie. And he has nothing to do with this in terms of bonus features. But I'm still happy to have it. The archival stuff will be fun to watch. And just having the movie in 4K will be fun. This takes me back to my high school years. This came out while I was in high school. I had the poster on the wall. I like this movie. It's goofy. It's corny. It's fun. It's not perfect. It does have a very, very cool beginning. I remember seeing this movie in the theater, and the beginning's very intense. I thought, wow, this is going to be a cool movie. But then after that opening scene, the movie kind of takes a shit. But that's just how I remember it. I've only ever seen it a few times. It's probably been a couple of decades since I've seen this. So I'm interested to see this again. I'm excited to get this. But more than that, it's this. I really hope you guys check this movie out if you've never seen this. And if you have seen it, what are you waiting for? Go get this 4K on Criterion, man. This is one of my most anticipated Criterion releases of the year. Every year, Criterion crushes it with 4 or 5 releases. They put out a lot of stuff. 75% of it is stuff where I'm like, me, okay, that's all right. But then, yeah, 25% of it's stuff like, oh, yes, I'm so pumped for this. By the way, did you see their releases coming in October? They've got some good shit coming. The Spinal Tap is coming. Nightmare Alley is coming. They've got some really good stuff on the way in the next couple of months. God, there's another one. Oh, God, what was it? Criterion's got a great lineup coming. Go check it out. There's a couple of others that I'm really stoked to get. Oh, High and Low is coming out on 4K. They've already released High and Low on Blu-ray, but it's coming on 4K, which is cool. But for me, it's Spinal Tap and Nightmare Alley. Super stoked. There's a few other ones that I'm forgetting about. But anyway, this is one of my most anticipated Criterions of the year. I can't wait to break this open. It's a great movie, and again, it illustrates an extinct art form. It's very depressing and sad that these types of movies can't get made anymore, but that's why we should celebrate releases like this. These types of movies, at least that deal with this type of subject matter, should be still getting made, but they just aren't because, in my opinion, younger generations are just so caught up and siloed with their thinking that this type of art is dead now. It's a sad thing. But we can go rewatch Carnal Knowledge, and I recommend that you do. I'm going to get out of here. Have a good day. Bye.